All right, we are recording. You guys,
Oh,
welcome
man.
back to The Struggle with Candice Thompson. I am Candice Thompson. The Struggle is a podcast where I used to have my friends come on and my comedian friends come on and we would talk about things we're struggling with. But since this whole year has been trash, I've changed the format a little bit. So now we're just here to uplift people and make them laugh about topical things. So if you are new to the podcast, thank you for joining. If you are a loyal listener, thank you for coming back. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. We're on all podcast platforms, and I'm posting these on my personal YouTube, so you can watch there. Make sure you subscribe there if you haven't done that. Rate and review us on iTunes, and last but not least, if you haven't told somebody about The Struggle and you are listening to this regularly, tell somebody. Do us a solid. Now I'm going to introduce my co-host, who looks very frustrated at the moment for some reason, probably because his hair. But welcome, Mal Hall, everybody.
What is probably because of what? You cut out. I want to know.
Your hair is out of control. I would look frustrated too.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody, I'm back. My name is Mal Hall. I have not had a haircut this year, and I'm contemplating waiting till next year to get one. But my mom asked me if I would please cut my hair, so I'll probably cut my hair soon. My website is malhall.com. Social media at Mal Hall. I'm back on social media, so fucking interact with me. And Mal Hall TV on YouTube. Candice, who is our guest?
Oh, I am very excited to have this funny gentleman, comedian / actor / writer on the show today. Very hilarious, Paul Elia. Everybody, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Yeah, give it up, clap.
Is it Elia?
It's Elia.
Is
Okay.
it?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, well, I was saying Elia for a while, and then I had a conversation with my dad, and he was like, you know, you're.
He didn't know how to say his name for like 30 years.
Nah, man. Like, there, you know what I mean? Like words be wild sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, and like I didn't know how sounds were like originally, and like everyone would say Paul Elia, and like my dad, he told me, he was like, you know, your grandfather would pronounce it Elia. That's how they pronounce it in the Middle East. And I was like, man, I gotta just pronounce it regular. So I had to go back and tell everybody.
Yeah.
It's too late.
So
We've already
Elia,
committed.
Paul Elia.
Yeah.
Elia.
Yeah, Elia.
Did your dad grow up? Did he tell you your last name was Elia when you were a little kid and you just hung on to that, or you just grew up reading your own name incorrectly?
No, because he was like both work, and like most people had a hard time saying Elia because they would just say Elia like default. So I was like, yo, I'm in America. You know what I'm saying? This is the American pronunciation. Yeah. So I'm gonna say Elia. And the whole time I was a liar. So
you're a liar.
Well,
but that's cool that it's a potato name. So if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. But if your grandpa would say Elia, I think we should say Elia. Yeah,
I mean, he's the triple OG. So like I have to go with is it? Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, we say with R.I.P. To your career, Chris D'Elia.
Right? Oh, right.
That's still the same. It's Elia, right?
Yeah, but he has a D in it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, of course, but it's the same. So maybe his is Delia.
Oh, yo, he should go by Delia and be like, yo, none of that happened.
Like,
that's his PR strategy.
That wasn't me texting those underage girls. That was Chris D'Elia. I am Chris D'Elia. There's a difference.
And watch everyone be like, man, that's so unfair. You know?
He was misrepresented. That is not his name.
That was not me. Well, I know people who have questionable last names. Like my friend Shonda, part of her family, her last name is Moye, M-O-Y-E, but some of the family say Moye, M-O-Y-E, but like with an accent over the E.
On some rosé shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on some fancy shit?
Yeah.
Moye.
Yeah.
Smitha.
Yeah.
Smitha? It's like, it's Smith. What the fuck?
Well, some people do try to make it more like the Lachey brothers, Nick Lachey, and from 98 Degrees, and his brother, whatever the brother's name is, I can't remember. And they went to the School of Performing Arts in Cincinnati, which is where I grew up. And I know someone who went to the school with them, and he was like, "Man, their last name is Lecce."
Lecce.
But they make it sound fancy with the Lachey. They make it sound en français. Lachey.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't buy it. Their last name is Lecce.
It's Isaac, Drew, and Zach Lecce.
Yeah, who's Zach? Nobody knows who Zach is.
Yeah. Their name went down in degrees, big time.
Their old name is 55 degrees
Celsius.
Paul, where can people find you online?
Man, I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm not gonna do TikTok, but it's just too much to do. Like I have to live life too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I wanna like call my mom, and it's like I can't be editing TikToks. You know what I mean? That runs into my mom time.
For sure.
So,
well, they got the reels on Instagram now, which is like the TikTok, because they just be stealing everything. Instagram just be taking everybody else's ideas and put it in like Snapchat. That's where they got the little stories was from Snapchat, and now they have reels on Instagram, which was just what TikTok was doing.
Yeah, bro. And they stole Snapchat's bit. They stole TikTok's bit, Vine's bit.
Yeah. Vine too. I forgot about Vine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul, what's your handle though, so people can find you?
Oh, handle is Paul Elia, Elia, on Twitter and Instagram.
Why did I almost correct you? It's
Candice Thompson.
It's Thompson, actually.
Thompson?
Thompson. I'm going to start calling you that.
Thompson is hilarious.
Thompson.
I think Mal has a speech impediment. He can't do THs.
THs used to be so hard when I was a kid.
Thompson.
Did you used to have a lisp, Paul? Did you ever have a speech impediment when you were a kid?
I had a bad stuttering problem, but I would never stutter on the words. I would just hold on the mid-syllable.
Give us an example.
Instead of saying Thompson, I'm like, Candice Thompson. and then people are like, yo, that's not a stutter. He just forgot.
They're like, Paul Elia's got a bad connection. In the 90s.
Oh my God. I was on a landline. Motherfuckers would slap me.
I think we need to restart Paul's modem.
Wait, I didn't know there could be stutters that were just long pauses. I always thought stutters were like
Tourette's almost.
Yeah, are you sure that was a stutter? It wasn't something else?
Like we never went to the doctor about it. Like I was just
hilarious.
I just told my mom, I'm like, Mom, like, why can't I say the rest of the sentences? And like my mom is just like, it's because you're not concentrating. So
that was her diagnosis?
Yeah, that was some WebMD. So I was like, it was, but then I eventually got over it.
That sounds like an ethnic mom right there. You're just not concentrating on your work. Fucking work harder.
Like, Mom, I can't walk. See, you're not focusing on your legs.
Try. A white mom is like, oh my God, we gotta take you to a specialist.
Ethnic mom will just hit you on the back of the head, and then your stutter's gone.
I'm back.
She goes, you didn't charge your headphones. That's what it is. You got to charge your vocal cord headphone. And I'm like, all right.
So wait, how old were you when you got over the? I'm not gonna call it. I'm gonna say stutter in quotes because
I'm gonna say delay. Say delay. When my speech got over the delay was probably in like 5th grade, and I got over it because I started doing impressions of people, and I would be like, "Oh, the teacher talks like this," and then I would do it, and I wouldn't have any delay. So I was like, "Oh, I feel like when I apply an action to it, it's a non-issue."
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it always usually happen when I'm like trying to ask a question.
So maybe you
So
were nervous about the question or
Yeah.
something, and that is what made you,
Yeah.
huh? It's
yeah,
interesting.
so but it went away and it never came back. It never
It,
came back. It was just something when I was younger and it went away. And my mom took credit for it. She goes, "Remember the one I fixed you?"
Remember
that's
when I told you to concentrate?
you started concentrating. That's what happened.
I'm like, "Mom, I got COVID." It's because you're not concentrating.
Yeah.
Do you think
Where did you grow up?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
D-Town, are you going back for the holidays?
I'm gonna go back for Thanksgiving, and I'll try to make it back for Christmas. But I'm just really nervous for traveling. Like, even though my parents don't
Yeah.
think COVID is real,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah, well,
still.
I'm on that same team. No, we talk about I know it's real. I joke about it all
Yeah.
the time, but no, I know it's real. I just do think that the media is definitely trying to scare everybody and they're inflating the numbers and they're making it look worse than what it actually is. That's what I believe. But I do think it's real. I know people that have had it. Luckily, no one, I don't know anyone that died from it, luckily, but yeah. But yeah, I'm not scared to travel, but I understand if you're scared to travel. I understand.
Yeah, I'm just
I think you're
really
a
nervous
pussy,
for
but I
that.
understand.
As you
Yeah.
sip the cup, the most
Yeah.
manliest cup ever.
It's my no soup for you. My soup Nazi cup.
Are your parents older?
Yeah, my dad is. I'd say my dad was born in 19. He's like 74,
Okay.
and my mom is 61. So my dad is definitely older.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he not scared though.
No, he ain't scared of nothing, bro. My dad was never afraid of anything. Like, my dad grew up in Iraq.
Yeah. So he's
Yeah.
like, COVID.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, I lived in a war zone. I'm not scared.
Yeah, he goes, I wore a mask to hide my identity so I wouldn't be killed by people I knew. Like, so you think I'm afraid of droplets? You think droplets are gonna scare a player?
He's like, you think I'm gonna be scared of someone sneezing now? Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Hilarious. So you're gonna go back for Thanksgiving and they don't care that you're traveling.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still gonna take
I mean,
precautions.
they're
Like, I'm
making him
gonna.
quarantine in the backyard. They're going to keep him in the backyard for 2 weeks.
Keep me in a little tent.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have 3 brothers.
Where are they? Are they out here?
2 are in Detroit, and 1 lives in Philadelphia.
Oh, you're the only one out here. Are they gonna be coming home as well? Is everyone traveling?
Yeah, we're all traveling. Like, my brother in Philadelphia used to live in California, and then he's doing a neurosurgery fellowship in
Wow.
Philadelphia. Yeah. So he
is he he's the
He's
smart
the
one?
smart one.
well
He's the
like
smart
my-
one. Paul's the pretty one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate when dudes fix their cheeks. Like, this does nothing.
Yeah.
Like, how's this adjusting anything?
No one's ever been like, that fucking cheek beard looks out of place. Oh, he fixed it.
I wasn't gonna have sex with him, but now
Like, I get this because sometimes the eyebrow be here.
for sure.
For sure. Paul and I have eyebrow struggles for real. But we can...
I hate both of you. Every woman in the world hates both of you. And it's just not fair. Like, I remember seeing little baby boys. I mean, there's something about baby boy facial hair. Like, even when they're like 1 year old, you can see their eyelashes are all curled up.
Mhm.
And every woman, that's all we want. That's all we want is to have big eyebrows and long, luxurious eyelashes. And every man that I know has them.
Yo, is there Rogaine for eyelashes?
Just rub this cream on your eye.
Probably not, but I think we should go on Shark Tank and pitch that next week.
Oh shit! Yo, how do you even get on Shark Tank?
$500,000 for 5% of our business.
Would you like 5 centimeters of eyelash?
Yeah.
And every woman is like, yes.
Would you like to look
Keep
like
talking.
Snuffleupagus?
Yes. Yes. No, I think you have to send in like a tape. Like, it's kind of like an audition tape, and they go through because I'm sure they get millions of submissions. Like, I'm sure they get, and they're probably like American Idol auditions where some of them know they're stupid and they just want to get on television. So they have to be very like diligent in finding out the people who are serious about their actual business. But some people, they get rejected numerous times and finally they get chosen to go on there. I started watching that show a lot because Roy Wood Jr., I was at his place when he used to live out in LA. And he got me watching it because he was like, yeah, man. I was like, are we watching Shark Tank right now? And he was like, yeah, man, I love watching motherfuckers' dreams get crushed.
Yeah, me too. I love it. I think that show is a good balance of like people getting their dreams crushed and then the American dream as well. You know what I mean? So they cut
it. It's a good mix.
They cut the dream killing with a little bit of hope, you know, just a little bit. But I love it when they just tell somebody like some of those guys are ruthless and they're like, this is fucking stupid.
The hand clap.
Like, how much money are you into this business? They're like $550,000. They're like, you need to figure out something else to do.
You
need to master a trade. Go to school.
Get a job.
Learn a skill.
Yeah, one time this dude, he had his invention were these 3 goats, and he was like, they eat your weeds. And then the guy's like, so they're goats. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, yo, this ain't an invention, player. He's like, this is the goat that goes to people's houses. And he goes, we're in 3 states. He's like,
I want to say goats are in all 50.
Goats are very plentiful, actually.
He's like, yeah, but these goats eat weeds specifically.
Like,
I'm like, how did you train it?
They're goats. They eat everything. Like, literally, goats will eat anything.
That's a great show, though. It's a highly bingeable show. Like, you could watch 3 episodes back to back to back and just be like, fucking, I'll do another one.
3, that's lightweight. I'll sit there and watch the whole. I used to come home from work some nights and just watch the whole night. Just watch people leave that show crying. That's amazing. Wait, Paul, I wanted to ask you. So wait, you're the only one of your brothers that ended up in entertainment?
Yeah.
How do you think that happened? Was it the delay stutter?
The delay.
Are you the youngest?
No, there's one younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what do you think? Why were you the black sheep?
Well, we were all pretty funny. Like, me and all my brothers were always like, we tried to be the life of the party wherever we went. Mm-hmm. Like, we were always like the loudest ones. Like, often, like, my brother was really loud, but like he would bomb. But like he would be so loud that people just give it up. They're like, yo, at least he's trying.
This dude's like, trying hard.
You know that FYI that works in stand-up as well.
Yeah,
like we all do stand-up. We've seen people do well just because their confidence. And like the shit they were saying was trash, but they just had all the confidence and delivered it like they knew what they were doing. And the crowd was like, yeah.
Like killer. Yeah, like my brother would bomb at so many lunch tables, but like he was so loud, people are just like, this is hilarious. So I would like, so I wanted to be cool and I wanted people to, think I was funny. And so I would just do impressions of people. And that was my version of being loud. But my impressions were like, people are like, oh, that's funny. And I got picked on a lot. And oftentimes bullies would not pick on me because they'd be like, do an impression of James. So I'd do an impression of a dude named James and then they would all laugh. And like, that was their way of not beating me up.
Yeah.
And that was my way of being included in things.
That was your defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know karate. I knew improv.
Paul, I'm going to beat your ass. Have you seen my impression of James?
Okay,
before you punch me in the face, have you seen my impression of James?
First of all, you still need to do that impression of James when you do stand-up. Just do it. Nobody's going to know who you're talking about except for 7 people you went to high school with. But do it.
Like I used to make fun of James. I'm like, how come James is always petting his chest? And like people would just start dying laughing, and then James would be like, "Man, you wild, you wild." And I was like, yo, James is asleep while he's awake. And I would just like roast him, and people would like laugh, like except James. He later became a criminal, but like I and then
Wait,
I just
was James the easy target? Did everyone kind of bully James? Is that why you felt like, well, I'll snap on James first?
well, James was like also a funny, like he was a funny bully. Like he was also a bully. He was big, but also he liked to be funny too. And in my neighborhood, it was like I grew up in a hilarious neighborhood. Like everybody, all we would do is laugh. Like we were all poor and broke. Like all of us had parents that were like working 9-to-5 jobs, and some of them were working jobs like even longer. Like my mom worked at a liquor store. She owned her own liquor store. She was working there for 14, 16 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
And like my parents were at work all the time, and what kept us busy was just humor. So I really gravitated towards it. And then when I went to high school, I just, probably like both of you as well. Like I was like, oh, I think I understand this language of funny.
Yeah. That's dope. What, go ahead.
I was going to say, I didn't discover, I was a shy kid until like junior year of high school. And then junior year of high school is when I really started class clowning. And it was only because
you had to, because that mustache came in.
Well,
you had to learn how to laugh.
Mustache. Yeah. But it was like I was the shy kid, and then I remember I was voted like on the homecoming court junior year, and I think it was as a joke, but I took it as like, oh, people like me, so I could say these things that I'm thinking and it'll be accepted. And I just slowly started, and like a lot of the shit that other kids got in trouble doing, I got away with because I was also a smart kid, so the teachers weren't really fucking disciplining me. So I would just start snapping in class, and I was like, by senior year, I was like one of the cool kids. I went from a fucking dork nerd to like cool kid by the time I graduated.
Well, now we know both of your origin stories.
Yeah.
Candice is like, I was born hilarious.
I was. I mean, what can I say?
With luxurious hair.
I've always just been perfect. What can I say? And, for lack of a better word. There is something to, of course, like insecurity breeding hilarity. Like I was insecure and I talked about this before, like just not fitting in. I felt like I didn't fit in because coming from like a multiracial background, like both my parents are Black, they're both just very light-skinned Black people, but like I looked different and people didn't know what I was. I got treated differently than my sister. I was like probably the lightest person in my family, so I even felt left out within my family. And so I spent a lot of time alone, and I just got funny.
Did you ever do things to try to get darker? Like, would you lay out and try to?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. You guys, I don't have a roof on my apartment so that the sun.
I'm always laying out.
Getting these rays.
That has always been a struggle of mine. Like I just have always wanted to be, because I grew up in a family that like it was all beautiful Black people, and like we celebrated Black, and I did not feel Black. And so I wanted to be this part of this beautiful Blackness that everyone else in my family felt and shared and saw towards other Black people. But, I just never got that, and I still don't get it. And so it's fun.
At least you have no roof over your head. So,
it's a little problematic when it rains, but in LA it don't rain, but maybe 2 days every 5 years. So. But yeah,
Candice is the least homeless person.
Yes.
Candice is the richest homeless person.
Some CDC guidelines
out of these walls.
You might as well have a restaurant.
Paul, so who came to America? It was your grandparents that moved here, or was it your parents that were the first generation?
It was my parents.
It was your parents.
Yeah, my parents came here in the 80s, and they met in San Diego. And my parents
what?
got you're from SD. They met in La Mesa.
Oh, okay.
And my mom said that she was at a dinner party, and then my grandmother on my dad's side was like, hey, my son is interested in you. He thinks you're attractive. And my mom was like, yeah, I'll go out with him. And then they got married. Like within that date, they just explained how they're going to make it work. So they just got married immediately after the first date.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they hate each other, but, that's foreign values.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's
they're
crazy that your dad
they're the most
sent
together,
his
not
mom
together
over.
people. Yeah, he sent his mom to holler.
Yeah, because normally guys are like, they'll send their friend if they're a little shy, like, go find out what's going on with that girl over there. Hey, my friend thinks you're cute. Him. No, not him. Him.
But then she's like, my son thinks you're cute.
Yeah.
My son thinks you're fertile. I think that's really.
It's pretty much what it was. Because back in the day, that's really what it was like. What do you look like on paper? And how can you? Because it just like.
What's your mom's ethnicity?
Practical.
She's we're all Assyrian, Chaldean Assyrian.
Okay. Oh, so your mom was probably out of respect because your dad's mom is an elder, so she's like, well, I'll go out with them once. I'm not going to say no to this elder. Yeah,
you have to, out of respect, you have to spend the rest of your life with whoever the elder, because it's like, you don't want to disrespect her.
Yeah.
It's like not good etiquette. So, you have to marry who they say.
Marry my son now. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, it was pretty wild. Yeah.
You said your parents hate each other, so I know you were kidding, but there is some truth to that? Like I assume they're like every married couple that's been together for over 40 years. Like there are times where it's like I love you, but I want to kill you the other 50% of the time.
Yeah, my mom always says the reason why, like she would always say that your father's very difficult to deal with, and it was just a lot for my mom, but like my mom kind of like powered through a lot of it. Like I don't think they, like, if this was present day, like I think they might have been dating for like 6 months and then they might just like call it. But it's like she has kids with him, they have a family.
Yeah.
So they learned to love each other. It's sort of like I broke up with my girlfriend recently, my ex-girlfriend, because I was like, we're just two different people.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a part of me that was like, if I have to force myself and make this work, I'll just learn to deal with some of these things. And over time, you just develop this sort of numbness for these things that bother you, and then they just don't bother you anymore. Yeah. But I feel like that's where they're at,
Okay.
as hyper real. I hope she doesn't listen to this. The good news is that she doesn't know.
My biggest fan. She will definitely be listening to this. She comes to all my shows. She comments on all my Instagram stories.
Janice Elia is a really big struggle fan.
Janice.
Elia.
Yeah. But like and also my mom has said this, like there was a point where my mom, she was like, one of the only reasons why I never divorced your dad is because I didn't want you guys to grow up without a father and feel embarrassed and go to school with your head hung low that your parents got divorced. And she was like, so I didn't want that. And then all the kids in my grade had parents that were divorced. Mm-hmm. So really, like I couldn't relate to them because I was like, why do y'all have to be together? Now I can't hang with my friends. Like I'm the only one with parents that are together.
Yeah. And they think I'm fucking showing off, Mom. Yeah. So you guys can really just get it together and break up already.
Yeah, no. My friends secretly hate me because you guys are still together.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think don't a lot of don't arranged marriages like last longer because they have to do, not that your parents were an arranged marriage, but it's just like they have to do the work at like figuring out the relationship instead of just like relationships based on superficial things and then finding out the other stuff. They figure out everything all at one time, and that's a difference.
Yeah, it's really like if you're going to join like a basketball team, it's like you get to know the coach and everyone else as opposed to just you're wearing a jersey and it's like these are the plays and you're like, I don't have time to do this. I just got to make this work. So my parents were very much on some like, all right, how do we make this work?
We're in the game
And, you know,
now.
yeah, and they got, you know, pregnant. I mean, my mom got pregnant like pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like immediately it started, you know what I mean?
That's also some old school shit too. Like divorce, I feel like wasn't as rampant back in the day. Like people would just fucking hunker down and figure this shit out.
Yeah.
And now it's like we have
Everything's
so
too
much
convenient.
choice. Yeah, we have so much choice with everything in life that we're like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm divorced.
But I don't know what's better. Is it better to make people stay, like to have parents that hate each other stay together for the sake of the kids, or is it better to have like that option where you can leave and so these kids don't see your parents arguing all the time? And I don't know which one, because I do think people give up too easily now because there are so many options and it is so easy to get out of a marriage and a relationship, and everyone is so disposable now. Whereas like before, it's like, I value you, whatever I saw in you before, like, let's try and rekindle that because, you know, there was a love there. And I don't think it should be that easy to dispose of somebody, but sometimes it gets so toxic where it's better for the people to be apart. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, I salute those parents that like know they're in a bad relationship, but work it out specifically for the kids. And sometimes they work it out so well that they actually fix the relationship.
For sure,
some just work it out for those 18 years or 20 years, like whatever it is, and then they divorce, which is probably much healthier for the kids. Like if they don't show it to the kids, like that they're having problems.
Right.
Those kids grow up with a healthier sort of
outlook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, what is are you pro-marriage or?
Yeah, I'm definitely pro-marriage. Like I just have dating in LA is like obviously very difficult. Like Mal, I know you've been married for some time now.
He's not married yet.
I'm not married.
He engaged.
Oh man. Oh, engaged.
I'm not married at all. I'm a man. I can do whatever I want.
She's in the room next to you.
Arlene is right there. The camera just pans.
Oh, sorry. No, but we've been together for like 10 years basically.
Yeah, might as well be married.
Yeah, we're common law in California.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I would love to be in like a long-term relationship. I've never been in one. And oftentimes it's like the last relationship I was in, there were I really enjoyed it in the beginning. It was amazing. And like, I just focused on what was beautiful about it. And then once we started to like do things together, I was starting to realize I'm like, yo, going to the grocery store with her is like really annoying.
Wait, we need details. We need to know what specifically.
We're at the grocery store. And every item, she goes like this, oh, chips. And then she'd put them back. And then she goes, oh, kombucha. These are really good. And then put it back, like for every aisle. And I'm like, every aisle, everything she like picked, she would always pick something, not pick it, put it back, and just like tell me that, and just give me some information about it.
Just be like, it's cool.
Yeah, just make it's cool. And then so I told her, I was like, hey, I was like, I don't know why, but I feel like when you go to the grocery store and like you keep picking items and you don't make a decision, it's just interesting to me. And then she goes, it's interesting. Okay. In what way is it interesting? Does it bother you? And I'm like, it does bother me. And it makes me.
First of all, Paul, you're my hero. I want you to know you're my hero for even broaching the subject with her. And you said it in a way that is very, like, you were being considerate of her feelings.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I told her, I was like, hey, maybe, you know, when you go grocery shopping, like maybe you just go and like, I just won't go. And then she was like, yeah, I feel like I'm being picked on. I feel like I'm being attacked. And I'm like, no, I'm not attacking you. I was like, yeah. And I was like, no, I'm not attacking you. I'm just being honest with my feelings. Like, so I'm just letting you know that maybe if we go to the grocery store, let's just like kind of get what we want. And like, it doesn't need to be that long of a trip. And then like, I was like, this small detail led to so many arguments. And then I was like, I think the reason why I get so annoyed is because I don't love you.
Yeah. You said that to her face?
We ended up having a conversation about a lot of things. And I was like, I just don't think I'm in love with you.
Well, how long were you dating?
We were dating for about 4 months.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the first grocery store trip, I was like, why does this bother me so much? And then like she would like mom
Because
me.
it's fucking annoying.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
That's why.
That would bother most people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like one time, like she came to the show and she was like, hey, by the way, when you do the show, you can't have baby wipes to wipe down the mic. You have to use hand sanitizer. And I was like, but I do use hand sanitation wipes.
Yeah.
She goes, no, I think they were baby wipes. And I was like, I have a photo of a comic on stage, and there's a picture of the baby wipes, and it's baby of the disinfectant, and it is disinfectant. She goes, because it smelled like baby wipes, because I saw you throw them on the floor,
Oh my
and
God.
it smelled like baby wipes. So I was like, why are you smelling garbage?
To prove you wrong.
Yeah. So I told her, I was like, what is your need to want to prove me wrong? Is it because you want to feel smarter than me? Like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
And then that would lead into an argument. And then she would cry. I would cry. And then I would be like, babe, I swear to God, they're sanitation wipes. They're 99% disinfectant. And I'm screaming.
Juanita, you are embarrassing me when you go on stage and smell the wipes I've discarded on the ground. That's embarrassing, babe. What are you gonna do?
First of all, how dumb does she think you are that you just baby wipes in the midst of a pandemic? Like, we all know baby wipes don't kill germs. Like, they just clean poop off.
Yeah, and like I would never do that to like I would never put comics at risk. And like
Right.
and then I told her I was just like, why didn't you believe me the first time? Why do we have to go down this journey? And then she goes, I'm really sorry. Do you want to go grocery shopping and have dinner? And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Do you want to go?
Fuck no.
We can solve all of our problems in aisle 8. Okay, right next, right
When
next
you
to the
guys
snack
get to the
bags.
grocery store, it's like, look, we need to get separate carts. Separate but equal carts. I'm going to go left. You go right.
You go right. We meet at checkout.
We'll meet at
The
checkout.
Look, and I can't even, because I do the same thing. I don't pick up the products, and it only happens when I go to Costco. 'Cause I only go there like maybe a few times a year. So when I go, I get very excited. Like I went with my manager, Nat, who's also one of my really good friends, and she was pointing out, she was like, Candice, you sound like a 60-year-old man when you go to Costco, because you just point out everything. Heated blankets.
Ooh.
Chipotle cashews?
Headphone chargers?
I don't pick up the item and put it back on the shelf.
Yeah, but I don't mind that. I mean, I just ultimately felt like we were two different people because like things like that shouldn't annoy me that much. And
Right.
like they just did. Like everything annoyed me. And I was like, why am I putting myself through this?
Yeah,
Because that shit is annoying.
it is. But
It's
it is
annoying, bro.
Paul. It is
Like
annoying.
I've never gone through that, but just you explaining it to me just really made me hate this person that I've never met in my life.
Yeah, who is this bitch, Paul?
Oh man.
Juanita. Am I close? What was her name?
No, her name was Stevie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her real name was Stephanie, but she went by Stevie. And I'm like, yo, you're on some Elia shit. But with the first name.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I take my grocery shopping very seriously. I'm pretty picky about the shit that I buy.
Yeah.
And I have like I guess like a process of how I do it in the grocery store. And Carlene and I have just agreed that certain things I'm just gonna have to buy because she doesn't want the pressure of having to like bring the stuff home and then I inspect what she got, and
Yeah.
I don't want the anxiety of like I hope she gets the right one.
Wow. So you worked it
I
out.
just yeah, but because I do most of the cooking, so it's like I should get the shit that I want,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, I don't. The closest thing I'm thinking in my life that I do that Stevie does is like when I walk through department stores, I will feel everything. And I pick that up from like my girlfriends, like I'll touch, oh, that's pretty soft. That's nice. Like as I'm walking through the store, I'll touch everything. But I don't make comments. It just in my mind, I'm like, that's
You
pretty
have
good
inner
progress.
monologue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like every 3 items. It's like you walk past 3 items, then it's like, oh my God, Topo Chicos. I love this flavor. I'm like, at least with a blanket, it's like texture. Like Topo Chico, what are you texturizing?
Also, but it's like a grocery store that you go to like every week. What are you impressed by every time you go? I don't like, again, I'll go back to me in Costco. Because I don't treat myself to Costco like a lot, but like, so I go there, there's a genuine, it's like a Disneyland experience for me. Yeah. But the regular, I don't do that shit when I'll go to like Trader Joe's.
Whole Foods, yeah.
Yeah, like I've seen this shit millions of times.
Maybe Stevie was part goldfish. We don't know.
Oh shit!
Wait, are goldfish impressed by things?
No, they have a very short-term memory loss, so they're very impressed by the little fishbowl they live in.
Is that's true? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Candice. Can you please do your research before we podcast next time? Thank you.
If I had known we was going to be talking about goldfish, I would have looked it up. Well, Dory, because in Nemo, which is where I get all of my facts about fish from.
That's where I get all my aquatic knowledge. From Finding Nemo.
What are you talking about, amphibians?
Because she had a very short-term memory. Maybe it's just a lot of fish that have short-term memory, not just specific to goldfish.
I mean, they seem like their brains aren't that big, so they're probably pretty dumb, like as a unit.
Oh, for sure. They're probably like birds. Like they can't, when they say a bird brain, it's like, it's probably because birds are dumb. Like they're the only species of anything that just will fly into a window. Because they think it's like more space and then die.
When you hear a bird say tweet, tweet, they're really saying, huh? Huh?
They're beak breathers.
Yeah.
Paul, I love how we covered nothing.
It's been a good
struggle.
Though.
Yeah, no, I don't like to. I really would prefer not to have topics to talk about.
We didn't find out what Paul's other 2 brothers do either.
Oh, that's right. What do your other brothers? The one that's not a neuroscientist or whatever the fuck he was.
Yeah, my other brother owns his own personal injury law firm.
Another smart guy.
Yeah, it's called. Yeah, and then he shoots. He has like billboards like all over town. Like he's on some like he has commercials running. Like he's definitely he's advertised himself a lot. And then my other brother owns his own mortgage company.
Oh, so your parents are really disappointed in you specifically of all.
Well, like the bar was set like high. Like my brother's a neurosurgeon. Like he's like the Dave Chappelle of doctors. Yeah. Like that's like a really valuable, like high. And I stopped paying attention to it. I was like, yo, I know I'm dope and I'm just going to keep doing dope shit. So a lot of people have the immigrant parent sort of struggle, like where it's like, no matter what you accomplish, it's like they only look at success in 2 ways. Either you are doing movies with Brad Pitt or you're a loser.
Yeah. But that's not just immigrants. That's people here. That's America. If they don't see you like on television regularly, like every night, that means you're destitute, you're homeless, you're living out of your car. And I'm like, there's so many other ways to make money out here and be successful.
To be fair to Candice's parents, they know that she has no roof over her house. So
for ultraviolet purposes only.
Hilarious. Oh my God. Oh shit.
Well, we mentioned this before we started recording, but I told Mal I wanted to ask you on the show about your web series that you had with Ian Edwards, which was very funny. Was it just called Roommates, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys still making those?
Yeah, we're still figuring it out. Like we did 35 episodes.
They were so funny.
Thank you. Hilarious. Yeah. Thanks.
Like, Carlene was like I would just catch Carlene like just laughing out loud at her phone, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And what are you watching? And she's like, "Have you seen the new Roommates?" like it was a show. Like
Mal's like, "You've never laughed at any of my jokes like that."
Fuck, man.
Hilarious.
But it was so like you guys both played your characters so well that it was like just enjoyable to watch, and like it didn't matter how long because you guys had some short ones and some that were a little longer,
Yeah.
and they all felt the same, like just hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't even know that it was 35. That's a lot, but it felt like, fuck, when's the next one coming out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Well, the biggest struggle we had was we funded the whole thing ourselves. We would write them, we would shoot them, and we felt like Instagram just wasn't the best medium for it because it's hard to create content and not look at the view count. Like it's hard to like
Yeah.
not do a podcast like you guys are so hilarious. Like it's like you like oftentimes the product doesn't equal where the numbers are. And it's like what we see goes viral was like it's like frustrating at times. So we definitely were putting out content on some like we know this is dope. Let's just see what happens. And then we just felt like Instagram wasn't the best medium. So right now we decided to regroup and maybe restructure the show. So we
Hmm.
were either thinking of doing the same vibe of show, but just making it a little quicker and faster for like
Hmm.
Instagram and Reels, and maybe
Hmm.
like still flexing our writing and our style of characters.
Yeah.
But we feel like the way it's shot, it feels like a show that should be on TV.
Hmm.
And so navigating what medium would work best for it is the process we're in right now. Like we have 10 episodes that we wrote that are ready
Hmm.
to be shot. And we're just kind of like, should we just continue to do it on Instagram, or should we maybe change the format a bit, do it on Reels, or should we just make a deck and just start pitching this and just shop this around? So
Yeah.
right now we're in the huddle. Like that's where we're at. And then we're going to make a decision probably
Did you guys
by,
put them on YouTube as well,
Yeah.
or
yeah,
just Instagram? Okay.
they're on YouTube as well. Yeah.
So what's your YouTube? Because if you guys haven't seen these little sketches, you have to watch them. They are
Yeah, they're so
hilarious.
funny.
What's your
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah, the YouTube is on Ian's channel. So just type in
Okay.
Ian Edwards, and then we have 25 episodes available to watch on YouTube, and then the other 10 are going to be released in the next few weeks.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I miss those. What sucks is that I think because of stupid TikTok and Snapchat, people have gotten away from scripted, pre-shot sketches. And I learned that too, just from like posting my old web series that I had back in the day. Like I still find that shit funny. And I know people that look at them and like, oh, Candice, your shit was so funny. You should repost that stuff. But it's like the response you get from scripted sketches, for some reason, it's like people like believing that it's in the moment. You know, like if I was just
Uh-oh.
to start filming something like myself right now in real time,
Uh-oh.
what?
Did Candace freeze or did I freeze?
I think you're freezing. I still hear you,
I
but your face is frozen. Paul, can you hear me? It's Mal.
Yeah, no,
It's always Mal. I don't even know why he asking if it's me. It's always him. He's probably gonna have to tap out and then call back in. But
Mal be freezing.
Mal, he do be freezing. But yeah, no, there's something about the attention span and the way that people accept their comedy now. It's very bizarre. They like it in real time and they think that it's not scripted, but it is. It's just the way you shoot it to make it look like it's happening in that moment. So it's like I'm just holding my camera and this stuff is happening as I'm filming, as opposed to like the editing and the everything and then post all that production stuff. There's something about that. We're in a world where like people want like in the moment type of comedy. So maybe if there's a way, and this is just me, just a suggestion, try maybe doing it where you write it ahead of time, but then just film it like in real time as you guys just as if it's happening in that moment, and then just do it post it as it's happening.
Yeah, that was one of the other options. We were like, yo, we feel like the format needs to be restructured.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so interesting. It reminds me of my mom loves watching old school sitcoms like I Love Lucy and some of those other ones.
They're great.
And that's sort of like how we are, where we're like, oh, I remember when sketches on Funny or Die or scripted sketches were hilarious. Now it's like when you do the split screen of like someone here and then something's happening and people are just commenting on what's happening.
Yep.
And then they're just roasting the post. And it's like, these videos are like what people want to consume now. So yeah, so I feel like it's very important to adapt and to still be able to adapt and be hilarious and be dope and stay true to yourselves, that's the real move. So that's what we're figuring out right now.
It's so complicated. It's like, can't we just be funny? Can't we just make people laugh? Why does there have to be all this other stuff? Welcome back, Mal. Good to see you.
Zoom. So I updated my computer to the new whatever it's called Big Sur now, the Apple operating system.
I haven't done
And
that. I never do that.
yeah, I always do it on like the first day, and I guess there was some a problem because Zoom shut down. Anyway, I'm
And
back. What
that's
did
why
I
I don't
miss?
be doing these updates, because every time I update, something happens.
What
Something
did I miss?
crashes, and it like they slowed your computer down. I gotta get a whole new computer. Yeah, it's a lot. Apple's trash. Now back. We were just talking about the format of the show, but we can move on from that.
Oh, okay.
We've
Paul,
already.
so you and your four brothers and your parents, when you come home for Thanksgiving, do you guys all cook, or how does the meal go down? Because I
Well,
feel like we're getting to the end of this, so we should at least do one topic, and we all
Yeah,
have
I'm
the
gonna do I'm
same.
gonna do the Thanksgiving side dishes
Yeah.
thing.
well, my mom is very much in control. Like the kitchen's her domain. She gets really irritated if anyone tries to do anything.
Ooh.
Like she even gets irritated when someone tries to wash dishes. Like
Really?
my mom is very controlling over the kitchen. Like she'll cook the rice, she'll cook the turkey, she'll cook the sides, she'll cook the salads and everything. And we're like, Mom, what can we help with? Can I help set the table? She's like, no. Like she's like on some, you're gonna do it wrong. And I'm like, I've placed a table like before. Like I've put a spoon down on a table and I didn't fucking break the table. And then she goes, Paul, this is not for you. You're the type you should be sitting, relaxing. You're not the type to make food and bring it. It's complicated.
Type 2.
The
Yeah,
type.
then my dad would be like, let me help. My mom's like, no. Like she doesn't want him doing anything. She goes, listen, I barely love you. So I think
You're lucky I'm letting you eat my food. So you guys don't, it's your mom is a one-man band when it comes to the meal.
yeah, she's one man band, but you know, and I respect it. Like that's just her process. And like what she'll do is after she cooks, she'll watch everyone eat and she'll like take a seat like away from everyone, just smoke a cigarette and watch.
Wow, that's where she gets her joy.
And then and she puts out the cigarette, and then like while everyone's like almost done eating or like in the middle, then she grabs her plate. Then she only grabs a little bit.
You know what? I'm just like your mom.
My mom is similar to that too.
Yeah. Because I don't let anyone touch the food. Like if Carlene asks if she could help, I'll give her something
Yeah.
just because I like things in the kitchen done a specific way. So I'll give her a job. But really, I like preparing the meal and watching people enjoy it. And I'll just not really eat. I'll just make all the food and see people enjoying it. And that's where I get the joy of like, oh yeah, people are having a good time.
You're like, I did this.
This is my look at my creation.
Yeah.
Never forget who did this for you.
Yeah. And that's why I would get annoyed if somebody was like, ooh, they have sea salt on the potato chips now. The fuck?
Yo!
Like, what are you, new?
Salt.
Yeah. It's like, what? But for Thanksgiving, though, Thanksgiving to me is like my favorite holiday because it's communal, and so I can focus on like just the two dishes. Like I'll try to, if everyone brings one and I'll make two, I could just focus on the two, and then everybody, it's the community part is like the fun part of it.
Yeah, full agreement. I love
But
cooking too, so
Candice, how does your family do it?
My dad absolutely does not have anything to do with Thanksgiving preparation. Not that he wouldn't. We just probably would be like, you just sit this one out, bruh. And,
sit this one out for the 30th time in a 30th year in a row.
Yeah, we got this, Howard. My mom does she loves, Thanksgiving's her favorite holiday, and so she's from the South, so she likes to put her foot in everything. She just loves cooking, but she's just a mom. She just is like, was born to be a mom. And so she
Yeah.
loves that same feeling of like, I just want to take care of everybody.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite. I don't want to take care of anybody.
Yeah, you want to order Uber Eats.
Yeah, and I'm like,
on Thanksgiving.
yeah, no,
I got my own food.
yeah, no, it's very bizarre. We're so different.
So, Mom, what time are you going to be done? Just so I can make sure the order comes when you're done, so we can all eat at the same time.
But you know, she got her traditional dishes that she always makes, and then my sister will make her standard that she makes, and then I usually will, because I'm vegan now, like I'll usually be the one that does like the healthy. I'll do like the salad that nobody eats. No, my salads are bomb, so like everyone loves it. But if you know, everyone knows for Thanksgiving salads are unnecessary. It's just a filler. But and also I used to make sweet potato casserole.
They're there for show, because it's like a fucking full carb load, and it's like, oh, but we had a salad present.
Yeah, there's turkey meat in it and bacon.
It's just a prop. It's just a prop. It's not even a real salad. It's just so you look like you're doing something somewhat healthy on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, before, because we have like maybe 5 minutes left, I sent you guys a tweet to look at. So there's a chef, an American chef named Graham Elliott, who tweeted out a map of the most popular side dishes according to state. And I wanted to get you guys' input on if you agree with these states. Like, I don't even know how he figured this out. Like, he could have just made this whole entire thing up. I have no idea how you find out what the most, yes, Mel?
No, after you're done with your
okay.
I would like to go next.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he could have fully just made this up to infuriate people such as myself. But I have no idea how like he came up with California, the most popular side dish for Thanksgiving is mashed potatoes, which is a solid side dish for Thanksgiving.
Right.
But I'm not mad at that one.
I don't understand this map. It's like, how does Idaho have green bean casserole when
over
potatoes? Potatoes come from Idaho? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It might make sense in that maybe they eat potatoes so much. I love how everyone in Idaho is a stereotype. Maybe they eat so many potatoes on regular days that come Thanksgiving, they are tired of potatoes, so they went straight for the green bean casserole, which is, according to Graham Elliott, the most popular side dish for Thanksgiving in Idaho.
Yo, I feel like every state with mashed potatoes voted for Biden. Like, like except Michigan.
Yeah, except Michigan. Michigan, which is also green bean casserole, which I don't buy. They're not eating green bean casserole in Detroit, are they, Paul?
No, man, we don't be eating that shit, bro. Like, I don't know, like, why one of the states is just dressing. Like, that's what they eat. I'm like, how poor?
I think that's. Oh, it's not. Never mind. I fucking take it back. Because some people call stuffing dressing.
That is what it is. That is what they're talking about. They're talking about stuffing.
But New York says stuffing.
I think it's because they call it dressing in the South.
Oh, okay.
You idiots. Okay. No, I'm kidding.
She's getting super upset.
Yeah, no, but look at North Carolina. The Carolinas got mac and cheese, which I'm here for. I know a lot of, but I think that's also a black thing. I don't know if white people do that shit.
White people love mac and cheese.
Not on Thanksgiving. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's specifically, like, there's something about black people and mac and cheese on Thanksgiving that other people do not consider.
That is what I'm making this year.
Yeah, good. You should. That's my sister's, that's her staple bring to Thanksgiving is her mac and cheese that has like 35 cheeses in it.
All the cheese.
You die immediately after you eat it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't think white people eat mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. Like, I don't think mac and cheese is like something they make during holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, mac and cheese is like a random like day. It's like, oh, come over on Friday.
But and you know why I think that they don't, and this is me again, more the stereotypes, because white people would just be putting all types of weird. They don't be seasoning shit properly, and they also don't be. They had that great SNL sketch. They had that great SNL sketch with T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman on Jeopardy, talking about they be putting raisins in their whatever potato salad and shit. Yeah. And so what I think it is with their mac and cheese is that that when they prepare mac and cheese regularly, and white people, if you're listening, call in and let me know if I'm wrong. Please comment when I post this.
Operators are standing by. Call in.
Yo, we all look like operators though.
With our headphones in.
Yeah, got the little like thing like this.
What I think it is that their mac and cheese, when they make it, is not impressive at all. So when it comes time to making special dishes for Thanksgiving, they don't even think about it because they just make a regular old mac and cheese that doesn't stand out. But like when Black people and people from the South make mac and cheese, they put their foot in it. And so it really is like, oh, we have to have mac and cheese for Thanksgiving.
For the white people listening, foot means butter and salt.
They were like, they're using feet. Oh,
they put
God.
their feet in it.
If you like it, then you should have put a foot in it.
Paul, what's a traditional Thanksgiving? I know you mentioned turkey and rice, because rice is not something that Americans would normally prepare for Thanksgiving. So that's a cultural thing. But what else would you guys would you expect to see for Thanksgiving?
Oh, we definitely see fattoush.
Ooh,
We do fattoush.
I don't think I had fattoush.
From scratch fattoush? Like
she takes the pita, she bakes the pita.
Oh my
and like
gosh.
and then after she bakes it, she fries it, and then she takes it out, and then she's like, you don't want to fry it when it's sumac.
Sumac. Wasn't there a spice that begins with? Does that begin with Z?
Oh, you're talking about the one that's like really like it's like lemon salt almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, she uses that like lemon salt, and then sumac, and also tabbouleh.
Oh, I love tabbouleh.
Yeah. We do tabbouleh. We do. She does fattoush. She'll also do. Then she does the yellow rice. She like seasons the rice really well. She does mashed potatoes. And then she'll also do like lamb. She'll have like, my dad will barbecue lamb. So my dad like will do his own thing in the garage, and then he'll just barbecue some lamb over.
That's where she keeps it. That's where she keeps it.
Yeah. He basically lives. Because my dad loves barbecuing. That's like his favorite activity. So my mom's like, you barbecue. So my dad will like a barbecue lamb, but he'll take like firewood and like let the wood like burn for like 45 minutes. And once it's just
smoky.
like, and then he like smokes it. So we got a whole situation.
Nice.
Zatar spice.
Zatar, the Z
Zatar.
A apostrophe TAR. I be seeing that. I be like, what is that? Yeah.
We say zatar.
Zatar.
Okay.
Zatar.
On some Elia shit, zatar, zatar.
I call it Zader.
You sound like you live in a state that likes dressing as a
or a state that likes green bean casserole.
Yeah. I can't believe, so Texas also, the whole state of Texas apparently is green bean casserole, which we're not a green bean. I like green beans, but green bean casserole, we don't really fucks with.
That's like an all casserole matters.
They got deviled eggs in Indiana. Is that Indiana? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Why? Absolutely not. I mean, when I ate eggs, I did like deviled eggs, but we didn't make it as a side dish for Thanksgiving at all.
I feel bad for Missouri, Oklahoma, and Utah. Just rolls.
Rolls.
You motherfuckers just eat bread. That's what we think of you. Just fucking white bread.
How about Hawaii with turkey gravy?
Hilarious. Oh, wait. Why is that over there? Because Alaska is hash brown casserole. I've never even had that. But how is turkey gravy even that's not even a side dish. You put that on the turkey.
According to this map, I would say that the Carolinas,
they got it right.
They got the best side.
And
Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida.
The only thing they've done right ever in life is
Florida and
they got Thanksgiving side dishes right.
Yeah.
And side salad?
Is that
Maine?
Maine.
Side salad?
That's so whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's worse, side salad or cranberry sauce?
Side salad.
Yeah, I don't like cranberry sauce.
I don't either. I don't fucks with it, but at least with that, you can put it on. Like some people make a sandwich, they'll put like turkey with cranberry sauce. Like at least that you can like do, but a side salad? No. You can't do anything with that. I just got to eat that. I got it.
Cranberry sauce on cheesecake, like that's like a move.
Yeah,
But
or
yeah, you could do
cranberry
that.
sauce on peanut butter sandwich, just cranberry jelly. It's just
Yeah.
like, it's a jelly.
It's just jam.
Yeah.
It's just hot jam.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do it, make it homemade. I don't like the canned ones or even, what are we doing?
Yeah.
All right. On that note, guys, we are out of time. We went over a little bit, but we're fine. Thank you, Paul, for coming. This was fantastic. We'll definitely have you back if you are willing to come back, if we haven't offended you in any way, shape, or form.
Yo, straight up, this has been so much fun.
Oh, good.
This has been so much fun. This is honestly like the highlight of my week. I had so much fun just riffing with both of you. So like this was so much fun. Yeah. And this week I had some dope shit to do. So letting you guys know where you're at. Like I did some dope shit, dude. I cleaned my car. I had a Zoom meeting about a project that's not going to happen. So like I had some dope shit happen.
And this really takes the cake right up here. That's what I try to do. Be the highlight of everybody's lame ass weeks. You know, that's what I'm trying to do.
No, this is so much fun. This is so much fun. Anytime, love to just hang and chat with you, both of you.
Yay! Yay! All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, if you have not subscribed to The Struggle, we are on all podcast platforms. I'm also posting on my personal YouTube channel, so go there to subscribe and watch. Rate and review us on iTunes. And if you haven't told somebody about The Struggle, make sure you do that. I'm Jokes by Candice on all social media. Mal, one more time, where can people find you and unfollow you?
Unfollow me at Mal Hall on all social media platforms. Also, unsubscribe to my shitty YouTube videos at Mal Hall TV. What about you, Paul?
Paul, one more time.
Well, you guys already unsubscribed to my shit, so keep doing what you're doing and keep looking at Paul Elia, Elia, and keep not supporting. So thank you. And watch Roommates. We're gonna shoot some more episodes, so look forward to that.
Watch Roommates.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you, but I'll save it for next time. I wanted to ask you about your.
End it like that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, but I'm not.
Fine, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do it. You guys did the Roommates. You and Ian Edwards did the Roommate sketches, but did you have inspiration from previous roommates that you lived with? Were any of the sketches based off like past relationships with anybody you lived with, or were they all just original? I just had this idea and we wanted to shoot it.
Yeah, they're just original ideas. Like originally why we wanted to do it was to promote Ian's special, Ian Talk, that was on Comedy Central. So Ian was like, I want to shoot some hilarious sketches promoting the special. So he was like, maybe we could just do like a series. And at the end of the series, like we push the special. Yeah. And then Ian was like, maybe we could do something about like us living together. And then I was like, and then what happens? He goes, I don't know, man. Then it's just funny. Yeah. And then that's what we did. You know, we were just.
Oh, I haven't thought about it further than we're roommates.
You mean to tell me? I gotta have Ian back on. I'll see if he can do the next episode. Because he said he'd come back, but I haven't had him on in like a couple years or so. But no, that's dope. Okay. In case for all of our listeners who were curious about your roommate sketches.
Yeah, maybe that's enough to get you guys to subscribe and like our videos. Please.
All right. Thanks again, Paul, for coming, and I'll definitely have you back. You guys have a good weekend.
Awesome. See y'all.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Me.